Hey everyone, we have to talk about some NHL news. We're going to talk about Pavel Mintyukov of the Anaheim Ducks requesting a trade. Brad Lambert of the Winnipeg Jets looks like he also requested a trade or has the permission to talk to other teams. We're also going to talk about Filip Forsberg. I can't believe I'm talking about this guy potentially being traded. I think it's unlikely, but there's some chatter. We're going to talk about it. Also, there's some other rumors we're going to go over and some daily news. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Hit that like button, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. Starting with Elliot Friedman put out a 32 thoughts written portion as he does here and there. Ducks and Pucks kind of screen grabs what he talks about. So after back-to-back healthy scratches, word filtered that Ducks defenseman Pavel Mintyukov would like to be moved if he's not going to play. He has fallen behind Jackson Lacombe and Olen Zellweger on the left side of Anaheim's defense. Ian Moore, who had a strong camp, was elevated in Mintyukov's place. This is the 10th overall pick in the 2022 draft, so Ducks GM Pat Verbeek will not be rushed into anything, something to keep an eye on. So, as it's mentioned in there, Pavel Mintyukov, he was drafted 10th overall in the 2022 NHL entry draft. If you go back to that 2022 NHL entry draft, the Ducks could have taken a few other players that probably would be better fit for where they're at right now. And I'm looking at guys like Frank Nazar, and I'm looking at even a guy like Kamel or Lekari Mackey, guys that could play obviously in their top 9, but they went with the defenseman, and now they kind of have a problem where they have a few left shot defensemen that they're really content with. If you go to the right side of the defense, and this will lead into the conversation in terms of trades, well, they have Trouba, they have Gudas, and they have Drew Helleson, who's been really, really good. I would say they would consider trading Gudas in a different situation, but Gudas is the captain, and of course, I mean, if you look at Pat Verbeek's history and who he likes in terms of players, he likes guys like Gudas. And Pat Verbeek's history, guys, if you didn't know, before the Ducks, I believe he was management with the Red Wings, and he was also management with the Lightning. So he's seen guys like Gudas, Killorn, like guys like that closely who obviously they're now on the team, right? So just going through it, as I said, if you go to Mintyukov's stats, he has played 18 games this year. So the frustration has turned really quickly here. It's not like, hey, I haven't played much, I want to trade. No, it's, hey, I've been scratched back to back. I feel I should be a top 4 defenseman. So I'm going to leave it with you guys. Do you think this is entitlement? What do you guys think? The guy's fairly young still. He's only 21 years old. So to me, there should be some patience. I think the Ducks should have some patience on this situation because there was rumors over the summer that they are actually preferring to trade Zellweger, and now Zellweger's been in the lineup. Mintyukov's been scratched in back-to-back games. So just some of the word on X, like Jay Fresh posted, Pavel Mintyukov has fallen out of the Ducks lineup and apparently not too happy, possible trade target. If you look at his even strength defense, not good, but puck moving, offense, even strength, that's what you're getting from Mintyukov at this point, but he's only 21 years old. The defense is going to come, I've always talked about it, get to 25 years old, and then you kind of really see what defenseman he becomes, and that's a universal take. Leaf fans are already trying to connect the dots here. I've seen people try to connect it to a Brandon Carlo trade, different things. This was my response to Poppy 3 Trophy, kind of adding me and asking the question. And for me, this is my answer. The Ducks have their 3 right shot defensemen, as I mentioned. So do the Ducks and the Leafs talk? Maybe. And I feel like a guy like Bobby McMahon who can score 20, 25 goals, he would be a perfect 3rd or 4th liner for the Ducks. So I could see that. I could also see a Dakota Joshua or Nick Robertson being in a package for Mintyukov. But again, 21 years old, 10th overall pick. I just don't see them rushing. And honestly, I don't see the Leafs as the favorite trade partner for the Ducks here. Obviously, the Leafs should be all over this. But the Leafs also prefer a right shot moving guy, and that's harder to come by. Do they really want to move on from Carlo? I don't know. But there's been some rumors, and Pierre LeBrun brought it up, guys. So for Leaf fans out there, Pierre LeBrun did bring up that he could see teams talking to the Leafs about Morgan Rielly and Brandon Carlo. I've already said, and I've nipped it in the butt, Rielly wants to stay. I would be shocked if it happened, not just because I'm a fan of the guy, but because of everything I've heard, everyone I've talked to. Morgan has invested in property, so many different things in Ontario. I just can't see him waving. So for me, it's more Carlo. If they can flip Carlo for a better asset or an asset that they go, okay, this is like Minton in a first-esque, something like that to kind of erase that trade if it does become pretty poor for the Leafs. Mark brought this up. To me, it's interesting. I think Columbus would have to 100% add. For reference, Nick Robertson's had a much more productive start to the season than Chitikov, and Columbus rejected that 1-for-1. So I think it would have to be Chinnikov and one of Columbus's younger defensemen for Mintyukov, something like that, or maybe draft capital in there as well. Moving on to the next one, Brad Lambert. Frank Saravalli says, league sources say, go Jets go, have given 2022 first-round pick Brad Lambert's representation permission to find a trade partner. So the Jets, they've had a few situations like this on their hands. They had Recker McGroarty. They have, like, Ville Heinola kind of popped up here and there, but still, who knows? And then, now Brad Lambert, former first-round pick. He's had limited minutes. At 21 years old, only 1 goal in 4 games. So if you look at it, 30th overall in 2022, he's only 21 years old. Somebody actually DM'd me and asked me, should they do a Mintyukov for Lambert 1-for-1? I mean, that'd be pretty funny. I mean, they are in the same conference. The Jets and Ducks really want to make a trade together. But in terms of the fit, it actually makes a lot of sense for the Ducks and Jets, maybe to do a 1-for-1. They're both former first-round picks, both from that 2022 draft. So it's interesting. I think at the end of the day, the Ducks might want a little bit more value because of the NHL experience and the higher draft pick. So maybe it's Lambert and one of the Jets step defensemen pick. Maybe Mintyukov becomes a Jet. I could see it. Maybe if Mintyukov is guaranteed top 4 minutes, you never know. Also, Logan Stanley would be a Pat Verbeek type defenseman. I'm just throwing that out there. You never know. But yeah, a lot of people have brought it up. Like Flames fans, I've seen it a couple times. I mean, it also could make some sense if the Flames and Jets talked about it. The Flames have a lot of those middle 6 forwards that would benefit Winnipeg. And if they're willing to go to Winnipeg, that could make some sense. The other one that I thought about is Brad Lambert. I believe in this Finnish Elite League, Anton Lundell and Lambert were teammates. So Sam Moskowitz, he's had an all-right start to the season. 9 points in 19 games, only 2 goals to show for. I think he would get a lot more of an opportunity in Winnipeg. And my opinion is he's 1 year ahead, has a little bit more experience. At 23 years of age, again, both first-round picks. Maybe a Sam Moskowitz for Brad Lambert. Maybe. It's a hot take maybe, but honestly, in terms of value, it's not too far off. So I'm going to throw another hot take like that. Maybe Sam Moskowitz for Lambert. And then another conversation here is what I talked about, Filip Forsberg assets. So I just put this out there. I mean, for me, it's like Filip Forsberg is likely not going to go anywhere. I think he's going to be a Pred for life. But at the end of the day, if a team came forward with quite the offer, and these are some of the structure. I'm not saying these are the trades. I'm going to make it very clear on the video. These are not the trades, but these are the key assets that could be in the trade offer to the Nashville Predators. So New Jersey, to me, would have to be like Mercer Meyer as a package plus. Buffalo, could it be around Tage Thompson or Tage Thompson for Filip Forsberg? Those contracts are so good. Like Tage Thompson's contract is one of the best in the league. Maybe I'll make a video coming up on that. Carolina, Svechnikov and Nadeau. Detroit, Danielson, Brandstad, Nygaard. So we're talking about former first-round picks. Montreal, Slavkovsky, plus Reinbacher, plus maybe. Philadelphia, Michkov, and Ristolainen. Oh my God, imagine Michkov being traded this soon. But if it meant Philly got Filip Forsberg. And then Toronto, Matthew Knies and Robertson. Apparently when Carolina was floating around, Knies came into the conversation. Toronto didn't want to do it. But Filip Forsberg, on a much more affordable deal, already locked up for a few years. Would the Leafs be willing to trade Knies, Robertson plus to get Filip Forsberg? Imagine a line of Filip Forsberg with William Nylander. The Swedes going crazy. Oh my, that would be a lot of fun. So to me, guys, you might think I'm crazy, but if Nashville called and said, hey, we want Knies, Robertson, and like a top 5 protected 2028 first, or like, I'm just throwing something out from behind here, but I would do that. I would do it. Filip Forsberg's legit. The Leafs need to win now. I would do that. I would do it. Sounds crazy, but I would do it. But I also say teams like Tampa, Florida, Edmonton, Boston, Pittsburgh. Like there's so many different options there. If Filip Forsberg's even remotely available, most of the league is calling, right? And then a few other things popped up. The Edmonton Oilers, Stuart Skinner, all the issues right now. I keep being reminded that they had a chance to draft Wallstead. They didn't. They also had a chance to draft Wyatt Johnson. They didn't. That Bourgault pick's going to go down as one of the worst all time for the Oilers. And that's no disrespect to Xavier Bourgault. Shout out to Bourgault. He's still going to become an NHLer. I'm not disrespecting Bourgault. I'm just saying Wyatt Johnson, an elite talent, probably going to be on Team Canada at some point in the Olympics. And Jesper Wallstead is going to be a starter likely in this league. And the Oilers need one of those, right? So yeah, guys, if you want, I've been tweeting a bunch of stuff on Hot Take Hockey and on my main X, John Viveiros _. I was also saying, hey, the Oilers call Pittsburgh, get Erik Karlsson. I think Kyle Dubas should do some business here. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Reach out on X, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you guys want to do. I haven't really been on TikTok, but Instagram, Twitter, I'm pretty active. So see you guys on the next video or stream. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.